doing a lyric video every month also. So anything people recommend, I'm all ears.
So you could also tell them, for the listeners that never heard you, tell them where they can locate you or see your videos.
Yeah, absolutely. So my main website is www.melogia.com. It's melogia.com. My name is Sarantos, Sarantos, and they can find all my information on the website. There's all the songs for free. They can download them for free. They can download the book chapters. It has links to all the YouTube videos. They can sign up for my email list. I don't harass people. I only send 2 emails a month. I've never asked anybody to buy anything. So like I said, all the songs are free. The YouTube channel is not monetized, so you don't have to worry about being, pestered with ads. And, I plan on doing this every month till the day I die. So I hope they come along for the ride.
Yes, I'll be there for the ride.
I'm here for the ride, I tell you that. Yeah, I love the music. I'm here.
Yes, and keep doing what you're doing.
Definitely.
Thank you. That's great to hear.
And I also want to say, once you come on the show the first time, you are now family. Us here at 109.1.
Oh, thank you.
So I want you to always, every time you drop a new song, every time you do something new, make sure you give us a call. Let everybody know what's going on with you. You can do that right here on 109.1. Just call us up or email us and email Real Independent Media Group and let them know, you want to be on the show, and they'll make it happen right away. Once you come on the first time, you're always welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'll definitely email you guys the new song every month, and I'd be happy to be on anytime you guys will have me.
Great, definitely. Now, what's the story behind the name of Sarantos?
I'm sorry, I lost you there. I didn't hear what you just said.
Yeah,
that last part.
Yeah, the Sarantos. What's the story behind the name?
The name?
Yes.
So Sarantos basically in Greek means Sam, and my name is Sam, so I thought it'd be a very cool stage name to kind of be a little bit authentic and genuine to my heritage. So that's why I picked Sarantos. And to be honest, when I Google searched and looked on Facebook and everywhere trying to decide what I was going to call myself, it wasn't taken, and it was kind of a virgin name, so I thought I could brand it very easily.
Great. And it's unique. I haven't heard it. So
I was just about to say the same thing. It's a unique, it brings a new essence to the name,
How long have you been singing, Sarantos?
I've been singing my whole life, but officially, I guess, since January of 2014, and I started putting things together probably about 6 months a year before that. And what I've kind of noticed, I had really bad asthma and I had allergies and I was on steroid inhalers, so it took me a good year to vocally get my voice trained again. And what I think the fans are going to realize if they listen to songs over the last year and a half is my vocal technique, my style, my pitch control, everything continues to get better. And I've had people ask me, well, why didn't you just redo the stuff, from last year? To me, I want them to be along for the journey. I want to be real. I don't want to just use auto-tune. And certainly there's a lot of different effects and things I've tried to do vocally and musically because I don't want every song to sound the same, and I don't want to sound the same, but I want them to appreciate the journey and say, wow, look at his range now. Look at his...
Yeah.
And I'm off my steroid inhalers. Medically I'm much healthier. And, this is my journey.
Yeah, and again, I can relate to what you're saying because like now I look back at songs that I did a year or two ago and I said, Dad, what was I thinking? But then as I listen to those songs and from year to year and I listen to each song and as I keep progressing, I can see the change. And again, at one time I did tell Drastic, I said I want to take them songs down, I want to do them all over again. But then when you think about it, I'm like, nah.
You just think about how far you come.
I want to see the growth. I want to see the growth. So I definitely relate to Sarantos on that one as well.
Yeah. And that's the point. As artists, we always want to get better. I am a perfectionist, and I don't think any song I put out I've been happy with. I always think I can tweak it and make it better, but at some point you just got to let it go and say, okay, it's not going to appeal to everybody. You'll have 10 people listen to your song, and one will tell you your voice is the best thing I've ever heard. The next one will tell you your voice is terrible.
Yes.
The next one will love the drums. The next one will hate the guitar. So you just have to kind of take it as is and just try to keep getting better and staying creative and keeping that edge in that eye of the tiger.
Right.
Okay.
Have you worked with any other artists?
So I have, I'm open to collaborating with pretty much anybody in the world. And obviously, last year, the duet I did, the country song, I did work with a female for that. So most of the people I work with are session musicians. Usually what I'll do is I'll throw everything together in Logic, which is a program on the Macintosh. And when when I think it's done, I'll do the vocals. I've never used a professional studio. Usually what I'll do is I'll just do it in my family room, which obviously doesn't have tremendous acoustics, but it's an indie sound, and it's kind of what I'm going for. And then I'll hire session musicians to replace, to do live drums and replace the drum machine and the loops that I might have used.
Yeah.
And then it gets mixed and mastered. So I'd love to work with other people. At this point, most of the people I've worked with are like session musicians that I work for hires. It's not really collaborating. They're doing kind of what I want them to do.
And what you just said right there is what a traditional producer does. So you're not only a singer and songwriter, you're also a producer, because that's what producers supposed to do. That's what the traditional producers did. They had the original stuff, and then they come and hire session musicians to replace what the original, how it really would sound before, to make it sound more professional, and arrange it the way you want to arrange it. So definitely, you know what you're doing, and that's great that you know how to produce and stuff too.
Yeah, and it would be fun. I'm not going to lie, it'd be very fun, to work with some big name producers at some point. But I can't imagine that would happen anytime soon, because I think most of those people, to give away points and to do kind of all that stuff, most of those people are assigned to a label and they have bigger budgets than I would have. But you never know. You never know what the future is going to hold.
I want to say, I see you have a lot going on. I heard you say something about a book earlier, and I see you do the music, as well as I was reading something about you being a doctor. That's actually not something that I'm revealing to the world yet. Okay. So I'm gonna give you this keeping that personal. I'm gonna give you this question because I was hitting over to this question here. Do you see being a singer as a career or as a hobby?
I honestly look at it as a career, and I think I've made no secret that I have a day job and I do something else for a living. So clearly I'm doing this on the side, but I would love nothing more than to do this full time and hopefully tour around the world and keep doing it. But I'm trying to be realistic. I haven't moved to Los Angeles and given up, my entire life thinking that I'm going to make it, but I'm working hard every day, and I work on the nights, weekends, 24/7, whenever I can, to try to make my dream come true.
Yeah, and you're putting it into, and what you're doing that with the job you got, then you put it back into your career. So that's great. That's great. That's what you're supposed to do. Definitely.
Are you trying to reach the younger crowd, or are you trying to keep it within our from the 80s style, or are you trying to incorporate that to the young people, or just keep it our mainstream, all the people from the 80s, because I'm an 80s baby too. So who you trying to target?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to answer that. I'm just trying to reach people. If I had to pick a demographic, I guess I would say probably my biggest demographic is 18 to 50. When I look at some of the statistics on Reverb and some of the, some songs appeal to 18 to 24-year-olds, others appeal 35 to 44-year-olds. And I think part of what I've done when I said I didn't want every song to sound the same, I didn't want to sound the same vocally, I have such a wide variety of genres and different types of things I'm doing that I have songs that do appeal to the younger demographic. I have songs that appeal to over 55-year-old people. In general, a lot of my music, probably the band that people think I sound the most like is the Beatles, believe it or not, which I didn't think that, but it just consistently, every other song seems like that's the number one band that people think I sound like.
And you too as well.
I
said the Beatles and the U2.
We were talking about it.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
So you were right, see?
We were talking about before we got it on, and we said that, and we was like, Mackie was like, "What's that guy that got the Beatles that got the darkest hair? That always playing the guitar and quiet?" I said, "George Harrison." He said, "Yeah, that's what he sound like, George Harrison." Yeah, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's terrific. Like I said, it's a
Yeah.
breath of fresh air from what I'm used to hearing,
Yeah.
and more power to you.
That's why I said, he's welcome to send his songs send them every month because we need that style here. It's
Yes.
good to hear.
Different.
And you
like
play
that.
guitar?
Do I play the what?
Do you could play the guitar?
The answer I'm going to give you is the honest one, which is I can pretend to screw around on the synthesizer or the computer, and if I'm at home playing the piano, I can sound pretty good, but I'm not musically talented. I'm not an instrumentalist.
Okay. You're
So
electronic.
my biggest strength is basically lyrics. I think that's my biggest strength, and then obviously my singing style. So I don't think you'll ever see me officially playing the guitar in concert. I might hit it once or twice or hit a drum, but
Okay.
I don't consider myself musically talented enough to do that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
What are you trying to do with your music? Do you want to help your community or are you trying to get rich? What is your goal for your music? Let us know. Let everybody know.
My goal is very simple. I want to expose the world to my music, and I want people to listen to it and to share it. So that's why I let people download it for free, and I give them permission to do whatever they want with it. They can write from my website. They can share it on Facebook. They can email to their friends, Twitter, whatever they want to do. And honestly, I've said this before, but I'm not really doing this for the money. What I'm trying to do is just share my music. And my second goal, I do have an ulterior motive, is the charity. So every single song, I've tried to pick a charity that I think the song kind of fits, like a double meaning to the song, and I donate a third of profits to that charity. So the first song I released was called Not Where I Want to Be, and it's a song basically I wrote, the night I turned 30, and I was kind of a little depressed. I said, okay, my 20s are gone, that time in your life when you think you're still going to make it to the NFL or play for the Chicago Cubs or do something, and you kind of realize, wow, I'm hitting 30. My 20s are going to be gone, and maybe time is running out for me to pursue my dream or do that thing that I really want to do. But when I chose the charity, I thought, cancer is not where anybody wants to be. So I thought the double meaning to the song fit very well for the American Cancer Society, so that was the charity I chose for that song. And I've tried to do that with every song because, even if I make it, how many cars do you need? How many houses do you need? I mean, I think there's no reason we can't donate a portion of our, what we make to charity, because there's people that they have needs, whether it's homeless children, whether it's starving children, whether it's cancer. I mean, there's just a lot of worthy causes out there that as a world, as a community, we can defeat these things.
Yes.
That's right. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that, there's artists out there that's taking percentages from their makings from their songs and actually giving it to charity. Not a lot of people are doing it. Not a lot of people are doing it for the reasons that you're doing it for. A lot of people are doing it for other reasons, and the reasons that you're doing it for, I'm happy to hear that.
Definitely.
I'm serious. There's a lot of artists out there that they donate to charity for other reasons. I guess because they might be getting it back or whatever case may be. But I see it. I see, Sorrento's doing it for a different reason, and that I'm proud to hear. I'm proud to hear that.
Yes. May God bless you.
And I think one day, if people, if I do quote unquote make it and people find out what I do for a living, I think it'll make a little sense why I'm doing it. And, initially people, I know there's negativity out there and people are like, oh, he's full of shit. He's not really going to donate money to charity. But I think if they ever find out what I do for a living, they're going to understand that I like helping people, and I am doing it just because I want to do it. There's no ulterior motive to it. I'm not doing it for publicity or press or marketing. It's just something I want to do. And whether I make $10 a year or whether I make $10 million a year, to me, it's going to, the proof is in the pudding.
As long as you're happy with it and, people see what you're doing, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Thank you.
What are some accomplishments that you have achieved and are most proud of?
I guess musically, probably the two things that stand out. The first is